Okay, handsome. Beard gang. I'm not flirting y'all because he married. I just want to do that. I have an opportunity to introduce Dr. Oliver Reid. We've been knowing each other for like 2 or 3 years from social media. And when he came, it was like we already met. It's just crazy how technology and social media connects you, right? And he's going to share with y'all. He's actually hosting an event here later on at some point, so make sure y'all follow him and get tapped in. But if you've ever wanted to share your story into a tangible document, a book, you'll see what's up. Let's give it up for Dr. Oliver Reid! Let's go! How you doing?
Doing good. Let's give it up for Lashana. Right, I am just blessed to be here. How many of you know that if you follow Lashana, she has such a spirit of excellence? I just watch her branding. It's just amazing. I was getting flyers every day, getting calls and Zoom calls. If you speak around the world like I do, you know that every event does not have organization, even top level events. So I'm honored to be here. Now I'm going to teach and preach a little bit, and I don't know if I have a clicker, because
Great prompt.
definitely
Great prompt.
be good. Definitely, thank you so much. Now which way you go?
The middle one.
Middle one?
Yes.
Awesome. All right. So how many of you believe you have a story inside of you? How many got books? How many working on a book? How many of you stuck in fitna, like we say in the South? I'm from Charlotte, we say fitna. And, you know, I'm fitting to go to the store. And you come back 2 hours later and they still fitna, go to the store, fitna. So I had a book stuck in fitna, but I'm going to tell you a little bit about my life. So I'm going to hit this middle button to walk you through.
No, the bottom one, sorry.
Not the bottom?
There you go.
All right. I'll go back. I might give you somebody click it for me. Because I got a couple of things I might need to do.
I'll show you something. Yeah, if you want us to, but if you want to
Oh, yeah, I definitely.
I'll do it for you.
Yeah, and you'll see why in a minute.
Okay.
All right. I want to tell you a little bit about my life. And I'll say this with me. Say this with me real quick. I'd rather write my story while I'm alive. Let that sit in. Then to skim over the highlights when I'm dead. Now, how many were impacted by COVID? I was impacted by COVID. I went to a lot of funerals during COVID. I lost a lot of family members when I was in COVID. And one of the fascinating things is, guess what? It was like 1, 2, 3, your obituary. And you really realize that there was more to that person or individual than what was on their tombstone and what was on the back of their obituary. Now, I'm going to tell you real quick. Y'all see that picture? That's me. I grew up in the inner city projects of Charlotte. And I grew up to a mother who my father said, abort that dude. And my mom went into an abortion clinic, and for no other reason at all, except God, decided not to abort her son. So what I'm telling you today, I'm on borrowed time. Me talking to you today, I'm not supposed to be in this room, except there was something powerful left that God wanted to do. I like what Keon said was very, very powerful. Beautiful things that break out of the darkness. So you see my family here. Go to the next slide. I want to share this real quick because I got a couple minutes here. My first words from my father, he was a severe alcoholic. He stumbles into my room, my mom's birth room, and I was born breech birth. Anybody know what that means? I was born feet first in 1976. Any 76 babies in here? 76. I'm about to be 48 in September. And guess what? What was powerful about that is that he stumbles in. That's when you would let the father into the birthing room. He comes into the room. His first words to me were rejection. It's not my DAM child, he said. Now I'm going to tell you how deep that is. Close your eyes for a second. It's been scientifically proven. Listen to this. Any pregnant woman or anybody been pregnant or I know being a father, that they tell you to read to the baby, even though it doesn't have ears yet. I'm going to go deep real quick. Stay with me. That's why, open your eyes, that's why a pregnant woman, no matter where she is, can actually birth a baby by herself. Y'all ain't gonna work with me real quick. When that water break, she can be driving her car, but that car becomes the delivery room. She can be on an elevator. When it's time for that baby to come, it becomes a delivery room. She could be driving a car and pregnant, and even though that baby does not have a license, when she hits the brake and that car runs into the side of her, that baby will move. So imagine how powerful my first words from my dad was. Rejection. So I grew up, and I like to put it like this, for the sake of time, in the spirit of the great man that has been curating this event with us, Dr. Life. I write a little bit too. And one of these things I want you to understand, anybody wanted to divorce their situations? Anybody ever want to divorce their situation? Anybody went through a divorce? Now, my greatest inspirations are movies, so I'm an X-Men dude.
Nice.
Anybody in here X-Men? You the lady? Now, I wrote a poem called X-Men. Go with me real quick. When I was young, I called for you. When I got a little bit bigger, I crawled to you, but you were never there, man. Always a here and everywhere, man. So I labeled you my X-Men. See, there's no pain like living in a day-to-day prison, bleeding from helpless rejection. Parked at life's intersection, parallel to nowhere, across the corner from neglect. But I give you all your respect. You were never there, man. Always a here and everywhere, man. So I labeled you my X-Man. And you passed me on to a hit, abuse, and abuse, beat, batter, man. But thanks to the son of man who hung on the tree, man, flipped my X, turned it into the side, man. Now I'm a new man, free man, lacking, wanting nothing, man. So I recite in the eyes and ears of my young man that X marks the spot of God's eternal plan. Go to the next slide. Some of you are throwing away the bad stuff, and that's your story.
Yes.
I want you to take a good look at this picture. This is my stepdad. Because my dad wasn't in my life, he became a surrogate father who abused me. I remember being 5 years old, wishing that I was invisible, because he would come in from Charlotte and he would drive home, and depending on, y'all remember back in the day when they ran numbers? Y'all don't remember that, maybe y'all remember. When they ran numbers, when he hit his numbers, I would hit that footstep. 2 o'clock in the morning. I knew at 6'5", 244 pounds, that's him. He was coming to my room to turn me upside down by my feet until I defecated.
What?
He beat me profusely, and I'm crying out, and nobody hears. And I was very, very angry. Anybody been beat by life, and I was born into something that I did not deserve? So I'm 5 years old. What can I do when I'm calling? But you were never there, man. You was always everywhere, man. So I labeled you my X-Man. My father lived 30 minutes from me, and I saw him 5 times in my life. Go to the next slide. I struggle with mental health. And to be honest with you, at 19, my freshman year in college, the only reason why I went to college was I was dating a girl, and she was beautiful, she was middle class, and her dad said, if you're gonna date my daughter, then you gotta go to college. So I said, okay, I'll go to college, follow her to college. I'm in Winston-Salem State, I'm 19, and I never dealt with my emotions like these men on this panel and told you what was really going on, the real, and I never had anybody to model after. Listen, any fathers in the building? I wanna talk to the fathers. You're a father in the building, you're more than just a sperm donor. You're more than a child support check. The word father means originator. So my father wasn't there, so if you're not there, something else will name you. Y'all catch that later. If you're not in a position, so let me talk to you. The person that fathered this microphone named it. Let me get deep, let's go biblical for just 1 second. A zebra cannot be a giraffe simply because of the name. Are y'all catching me? If we were going out today and we found a spider and we all got together and found that spider, we would test it to make sure nobody else discovered it, and guess what would happen? I can name it. Some of you are walking with a name that your father gave you, and you don't realize the power of your story because you've been pressing delete based on what they downloaded in your software.
Come on now.
Let's go to the next slide. So I'm sitting over there struggling. So at 19, I take a whole bottle of pills and I overdose on Christmas Day in the hood. Y'all know in the hood when an ambulance comes, usually somebody got shot. Somebody fighting, but they were coming on Christmas Day 1995 because I had a mental episode that I couldn't tell anybody about. And I'm sitting in a room thinking I'm gonna go home. When they look at me real quick, LaShawn, and they tell me, guess what, you can't go home, you're now a ward of the state. So I'm 19, I know you see the doctor go behind my name, but that came with a lot of pressure.
Yes.
It came with a lot of rejection. Look at this. So then, I grow up, and I'm going to read real deep with you because I'm just going to show you real quickly the power of your story. I went on to write 50 books of my own. I have a publishing company to help people on 4 continents write books. And the reason I'm able to do that is because I have a lot of content. Anybody got a lot of content? All right, let's go real quick. So I get married at 23 with no guidance. I'm working 2 jobs. So here in that picture, y'all see my face? I'm 350 pounds. Now go to the next slide. I'm 350 pounds, so I have weight challenges. Look at this. My blood sugar, when I go into, y'all see that number? That's not my credit score. Wish it was.
Wow.
Anybody ever had diabetes, know anything about diabetes? I'm walking around with 800 blood sugar score. When I take the glucose meter and I put my blood on the thing, it says too high to read.
Oh my God.
So when I'm talking to you now, you're talking to somebody that's a miracle. Go to the next one. The next slide, please. Now here's my relationship with my pops. My pops come to graduation. That's me graduating in Winston-Salem State. I'm walking through there. My pops, he's there. But we used to have this nice place, and maybe y'all don't know about it anymore. I think they're going out of business, but back in the hood, we had a nice seafood place, and it was McCormick's and Smith's. And we called it Red Lobster. So when you ever able to go to Red Lobster and get the cheddar biscuits back in the day, you were doing big things. Y'all say there will be big things popping, little things. Right, so at the end of the day, I'm there. Guess what? My dad's at my graduation. I'm getting hype again because my dad shows up and then he leaves me again. Somehow or another, he couldn't make it to the restaurant. Said he got lost. Anybody ever been waiting by the window for your dad or mom to come? Maybe I'm just talking about myself. And you had to make up excuses while everybody was, at the party. You had to make up excuse for your father. That's me. Yeah. So right there. Now let's go to the next slide. Then it passed on to me. I talked about my marriage. Then because I was broken, guess what happened? I divorced in 7 years, and these beautiful kids right here, I lost them in 5 minutes. I had my own business at this time, but they looked at the judge got up in 5 seconds. She said it's good for the kids to grow up with the mother. Anybody ever had a custody battle? Y'all looking at me funny, but you understand, you have custody battle, you got the kids in the middle. My dad was never there, so I determined, made vows that I was going to be the best father that I possibly can be. Anybody said that? I'm going to be better than my father, faster than my father, greater than my father, all these false vows. And some of us are bound by false vows that you can't even be the real you because you got vows to be better. So I'm sitting there and the judge, 5 minutes, he hits the gavel and gives primary custody to my ex-wife. Can you imagine that? Now I'm on both sides. Anybody ever been on both sides? My dad wasn't there. Now I'm trying to be a father. That's taken away from me. So I have to drive for all these years from Charlotte, North Carolina. Anybody know what Charlotte is? All the way from Manassas, Virginia, DMV, to a custody order. In 5 minutes, I get a piece of paper telling me when I can see my kids, how I can see my kids, and how can I be in my life. How can I deal with them, and how can they be in my life? How can I rearrange and be this father with no brokenness? Let's go to the next slide. Reconnection. Anybody thought you was over something until you were reconnected? I'm going through it really, really quick, really fast. In a couple minutes. You thought you was over until you had to face it again. Now I'm successful in business. I wrote my first book. I was healing while building.
Okay.
Come on.
Speaking in tongues more than anybody. Know the word more than anybody. Thought I was saved. Till I was faced again with the challenge of my daddy calling my mama. Oh, no, he didn't call me. He called my mom and said, hey, Ty, that's my middle name, Tyrone. Tell Ty to call me. And I'm like, ninja. What in the holy hell am I going to call you for? I got my own children. I'm healed. I don't need to face it. If anybody been bearing that story, you thought you was over it. And I'm sitting there, I said, I'm not calling this dude. He don't have the respect to even call me. Let me tell you something. Are y'all ready for this?
Yeah.
I mean, y'all really ready for this next nugget? I'm about to drop. It's going to be a write it down. Write it down. Because I'm telling you, what you place honor on, you break the cycle of dishonor on. Let me say that. When you honor somebody that has dishonored you, you break the cycle of the dishonor. Oh my goodness. Some of you will free yourself when you start honoring people, sending thank you notes for people who molested you. Thank you. The act wasn't good, but it taught me to heal while I build.
Come on now.
Right? That's all it was, right? But sometimes you gotta send a letter to your haters because Haters are elevators. Write that down. I'm going real quick. A lot of gyms. Haters are elevators. Quit trying to get rid of your haters and invite them to your pop-up.
Come on now.
Nobody wants to talk to me. I did something really quick because I'm a writer. I took hater and flipped it on his axis, and guess what? The word hater backwards is radar. Somebody write that down. Radar. Write that down. Radar. If you Google the word radar backwards, it's an African word that means, guess what? Shaker of pearls. Can I talk to you? The powerful stuff in your story is not going to come out till you've been shaken.
Nope.
Talk to me nice.
Look at this. Somebody say I'm a piñata. Anybody know that? I got some Spanish friends. Piñata. There's a lot of good stuff inside of you that's not going to come out until it's been popped.
Come on.
Until it's been punctured. Listen, if the business deal goes wrong, to your daddy calls you, and then on the other line, I thank God for the woman I married, because she told me something very powerful. She said, he's not a sperm donor. He's your father. I argued, I blinked on her, I went off. You know how men do. We go off when y'all right. Nobody's talking to me in this building. The first thing you know you right with women when he get mad. Yeah, you know, we kick the dog can't bark, nobody can't do anything. That means you saying true. I said, nah, he's a sperm donor. Because I remember he allowed me to be beat by that 245-minute man. Big man that beat me for years, and he was 30 minutes away. I'm not calling him. So I'm crying at McDonald's, guys. I'm trying to drive to school, and I'm crying, and people are going by. Let me tell you something. You can think you over something till you have to face it again. So I'm sitting there. Let me tell you, he's on the phone. I finally forgave him. This is the thing. He called me, and in the middle of the conversation, can I give y'all a nugget? Yeah. Speed up your process by interrupting the excuse. God, I'm talking good, better than y'all right now. What am I saying? Interrupt this, because he began to be on the other line, and he calls it. And I'm calling him, and I'm on the phone, and guess what happened? He says, son, and I cut him off with the apology, and I said, I forgive you because I'm going to put honor on your dishonor. And even though there's brokenness in your crown, you're still a king. Oh, nobody's talking to me. What if you celebrated the person that divorced you? Yeah. Go to the next thing, reconnection. Go back. Did I go back? I want to make sure I go to the next slide. Okay, go to the next reconnection. Go to the next slide. Go the other way. Other way. Thank you. Go back to the diagnosis. Forgave him, and then about a year and a half ago, what y'all didn't know, the reason why I got this bad, y'all don't know I'm walking around being partially blind in my right eye. See, don't let the titles fool you or the smooth taste fool you. Y'all ain't understand it. Right after the conference I did for men, bringing men from around the world, some of those men are in this room with me, bringing men from all around the world to talk about healing and talk about their brokenness, right in Hateville, Georgia. It was maybe about 30 days later, I'm sitting in a room and the doctor walks into me and he says, hey, I thought I had what they call conjunctivitis or, pink eye. Anybody know what that is? I thought that was it. But I woke up in the middle of the night stumbling. I couldn't find my bearings, and then I couldn't see for about a week. And I got some medicine, still couldn't see. I walked in and they told me that, hey, you have what they call neurovascular glaucoma. I'm a writer. And we be real muddy. I like to say, we real dirty right here, real transparent. I'm a writer, a ghostwriter, and help people write books. But what are you telling me, Doc? That my vision is gone in my right eye? How am I going to work with my clients? 90% of what I do is on the computer. Healing while building.
Come on now.
But I still show up on social media, and guess what? I got these high-level entrepreneurs. Can I talk to you? Anybody got a disability or something that you try to hide? Because the biggest thing is when you're at a status of making 6 figures or more, you can't just walk in the boardroom and say, hey, sorry about your book and your book deal. I can't see. And some of you have been putting patches on your story trying to become something that you're not. Can I talk to you? A nail in my hand is 49 cents. A nail in the doctor's hands that I go to is $4,900. Y'all ain't catching me to take the nail out. A nail in the carpenter's hand is $5.6 million because he know what to do with a nail.
Yes.
Oh, let me go to the sports lane. Y'all missed that. Let me come back over here to this side. Let me put this. A CD in my hand is what? $1.99. A CD in Hova's hand is what?
$1 billion.
Now let me break it down, y'all, so y'all ain't understand. Let me go this way. A basketball is at most $100 at Dick's Sporting Goods. A basketball in LeBron James' hand is $2.something billion.
Come on, teach.
What is left in your hand? Oh, let me look in my bag. See, we talk about getting the bag, but let's talk about the real deal with the bag. See, y'all thought this was a nice little Coach bag, but I'm gonna tell you what's inside of my Coach bag. Y'all ready? Inside of my Coach bag is these eye drops. I gotta take 6 to 7 eye drops just to get up on stage and talk to y'all. Yeah, y'all thought, he got nice J's on, he got a bag. Listen, but the bag, sometimes your purpose has pain in it. 6 pills. I gotta take every morning, and let me just tell it. But see, let me tell you something. The power of what you have in your hand is what you have left. 8 surgeries, guys. 8 surgeries, but I'm still producing books.
Yeah.
What's your excuse?
Yeah.
Any church people? Let me go. Anybody faith-based people in the room? Can I see y'all hand real high? Don't be ashamed. I'm gonna hit you real quick, but it's all in love. Even God had a book. What's your excuse?
Yeah, that part.
The #1 best-selling anthology in the world is the Bible. It's been burned, banned. Look at this, destroyed, but it's still the #1 best-selling book in the world, written by a bunch of people that didn't know each other. What if you, as an entrepreneur, wrote the book about what you already do? Good God Almighty, you got a blueprint, you got a business plan. If you're in business, let's lift your hand up and you don't have a book, you're putting a hole in your cash register.
Woo.
Y'all ain't talking to me nice like my voice is.
Repeat that.
We want to hit stages, but there is no #1 best-selling speaker in the world that doesn't have a book. Name one.
That's right. That's right.
Now you buying books. I've been at buying books when you are a book, and you should be selling your program in a book.
Hey.
Oh my goodness gracious! What am I saying?
Hey.
When I'm on this bed right here in the emergency room, I was definitely saying something that was so powerful. Like my man said, the documentary, you were all in my message, because I told my wife to take pictures of the documents. Everything, because I'm going to tell a story. Go to the next one. I got 3 minutes. I'm talking good. Look at this. Why is it important to forgive? Y'all see that? I'm standing at my dad's grave. He was murdered in 2010. 9 months after I forgave him. I'm talking to somebody in this room. When I walked over there, Dr. Life, and I realized something, and I'm talking to the detective, because I couldn't go to the funeral. This is 12 years later. Can I talk about this? Sometimes you got to heal and build 12 years later. I couldn't go to the funeral because we had just reconciled, and now my dad's gone. So I'm sitting there talking to the detectives 12 years later. That's a whole miracle I can tell you about. 12 years later, I called the detectives and said, let me find out about my dad's case. I'm in Louisiana. Anybody know what Appaloosa, Louisiana is? Anybody know? I'm there in Louisiana. It's hood. It's hood. We're walking in Appaloosa, Louisiana. The detective says, he's talking to the funeral home right there. And I'm looking for my dad's tombstone on every name. Because my dad, even though he rejected me, he's still a king. Where did they put his marker? And he said, right there. I looked down. Y'all see that? Mud. They buried my dad in the field without a name. How many minutes I got? Maybe 1 or 2 more minutes. I want to tell this real powerful.
Take your time.
God told me to tell you this real quick. That's why he didn't make me a doctor of medicine. That's why he didn't make me a billionaire at the time, because nothing I could do to bring my dad back. But he made me a writer so I can tell his story from the grave. What do you have left? I know they left you, but what do you have left? Go to the next slide. I want to tell you some other stuff in my bag real quick. One thing about when you have the power of a story, it's what's in my hand. Yeah, I'm going on the airplane. And I realized, hey, they gave me this cane before I came here. This is because when I'm in the airport, people can come from my right side and nobody can see, you know, they don't know I'm blind on my right side. Can I talk to you? You don't have to tell everybody what you're going through. Sometimes you just got to use what's in your hand. So I say, if there's a cane in my hand, I'm going to write the book on canes. I'm going to write the book on blindness. Now I'm going to speak to blind audiences. I'm going to learn Braille. Listen, some of you got to understand, if God allowed you to go through something, become the solution to what he allowed you to go through. Your book is a solution. So let me tell you, I got a couple seconds. Take the book. Look at this. I turn everything into the book. How I write 50 books and write 3 books a year is because I always got content. I got a book now coming. It's so powerful that Keon talked about what he talked about because I had a book coming out. Go to the next slide. It's called Night Vision. Anybody can see it in the daytime. So I got books. I'm going to give these books away. I wrote a book called Manhandle. Anybody been manhandled? Manhandle, I saw you in the green. Come. This is you. And I'm going to get the other one. Can I get the other one away? I'm going to get the other one away.
This one is Manhandle.
Manhandle, okay. I want to give the ghostwriting book. Look at that. To my man and artist.
Yeah, let's go. Happy birthday.
Take this out. Can I tell you something? Give me just a couple seconds. Because I want to tell you something real quick. Turn the book about your business into an ebook. Turn the ebook into a bumper sticker. Turn the bumper sticker into a course. Turn the course into a CD. Turn the CD to a DVD. Whatever it is, guess what? Y'all understand what I'm saying? Turn it to a t-shirt.
Run it back.
Turn it to a conference. Listen, I took a book and multiplied and did it 43 different ways from one time you do something.
Wow.
Any business owners, I see you. If you got a fitness program, it needs to be a cookbook. It needs to be a workbook. It needs to be a downloadable, tweetable text.
He cooking, y'all.
No, but I'm trying to get you. Understand, because some people may not buy. Look at this. They may not buy your book. But guess what? Let me go on my bad ass. I'll turn it into a game card. I'm going to keep it 100. I won't tell you nothing to do on this stage I won't do. Because I know people won't read, but they'll play a game. Who want to learn how to look at your relationship from the inside out? Who want to learn how to interview? How many want to ask the hard questions while you boot up? How many want to learn the credit score before you walk down the aisle? What did I just show y'all that quick? I showed y'all 3 different ways. This is manhandle. Who got the manhandle book?
Me.
All I did is take the manhandle book and put it into a game card. Who want this?
Me.
Y'all don't want it. Ain't nobody moving. Y'all want to bring it to?
Get it,
There you go.
Kara.
Listen to me talking about.
Get it, Kara. Jump. Get it.
Now look at this. One of you was able to do that in the room and sell from the stage.
Come on now.
Let me give y'all one cheat. Can I get one more cheat code? Couple
Go
cheat codes?
ahead.
Some of you trying to sell a book instead of giving it away for free. I don't sell books. I give them away for free.
That's a bar.
You don't understand because I want high level coaching. My time with blindness, I ain't just trying to do a $5, $20 book.
Come on.
I done been through too much for 5 minutes of fame.
Come on, Papa.
You talking about John Maxwell, E.T. Oh, they giving you the cheat code. Y'all over there buying their books. I buy you old you too. I love it. But I'm gonna make sure I got my books in the back of the trunk. I came down here blind with a suitcase. Guess what? Because I got books with me. Go to the next one.
Right. Period.
I just want to show you this right here. You don't have to look like what you've been through. I just want to break this picture down. What did it say right here? What did it say?
Introducing new book, offering tips on how to turn your story into profit.
I don't think I got a story. I got a little something. I got a little heat on it. Little sauce.
Oh, yeah.
That's neat.
What they don't know, Dr. Life, those glasses I got on, not a fashion statement. Those glasses were the glasses they gave me after surgery. Y'all better catch it. Look at that. The glasses that I have on are the surgical glasses. They're not cool because they tell a story.
You made him look fly, bro.
So I'm out here, look at this, and I'm standing and I'm sitting because what you can't understand, I can't see anything with my right eye, but I'm going to use what I got. Can we do church real quick? Touch somebody that use what's in your hand. Next slide. I just want to finish my slide. I promise you, I'm just not rambling. Social proof. My books have led me on TV, Les Brown, all different type of people I met. I'm in Jamaica, or I'm in the Bahamas, talking to a school in the Bahamas because I wrote a book on relationships. Turn your book into an event. You got event space?
That's right.
I'm already thinking about that. I said, hold on, how am I do a book signing? All the way from Virginia down here. I'm gonna do my night vision tour here. Go to the next one. I'm gonna give y'all read that? Can somebody read it for me?
Making your story profitable. Tips for monetizing your story.
What did it say? Can somebody read it real quick?
Okay.
I'm just gonna be vulnerable. I can't see it.
Workshops and courses.
Okay.
Offer coaching and consulting services, write and publish books, and create digital products, ebooks, webinars.
How many streams of income is just on that slide?
A lot.
About 8.
I'm about to shut up, but check this out though. When I was sitting there crying and I was depressed for 2 months and laying in the bed and didn't want to get out of bed because I couldn't see, it hit me, and I want to say this last thing. I realized that the power that God gave me, He never put it in my eyes. What you got? I know he left you, sweetheart.
Come
I know he left you, but what did God leave you with? But the powerful thing he said to me, Tracy, he said he put it in my voice. He put it in my mind. Go to the next one. Last slide.
Take back.
Conclusion. Recap. Encourage, enhance your story. Go to the next one. Books in my hands. Can I talk to you? This is the last thing I want to say. If somebody can bring me a trash can, if you can't, this is a visual illustration. You've been taught your entire life. Thank you, Doc.
My job.
You've been tired. Boy, I'm telling you, I don't know what y'all paying this gentleman.
No attention. No play.
Check this out. We've been taught to take out the trash. And some of you been throwing away your mess. When your mess age. Y'all didn't catch it. I know y'all heard message, but no. If you get into it, the mess age. MESS hyphen AGE. Age is also considered a dispensation. Good gracious. If you get into the mess of your dispensation, the mess of your entire bloodline, the mess of your entire family, and you come up with a solution, what if the trash you're trying to take out you should keep and you should recycle? Oh, God Almighty, I'm talking good. I'm going to sit down real quick.
Recycle.
Some of your books will be the next thing you recycle.
Recycle.
You say you ain't got a story, quit, not validating the purpose of your story and write that book. The number one best-selling book in the world is still the Bible. It's been burned. Somebody say, I'm gonna recycle me. Quit throwing I know he abused you, pinched you up against the wall. What if you wrote the book on it? Next slide. Oh, thanks for being here.